Okay, so here, the Union first won the battle. At first, they were winning. They pushed the Southern forces back. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video by me, Entertainment Factory 16. And for today's video, as you guys can see, we're in the game Tabs again, and we're gonna this time be stimulating. As you can see, we're in the country of the United States of America, and this time we'll be simulating the American Civil War. Before we get into the video, guys, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and let's just get right into this video. So first, I'm going to simulate how the Civil War in America started, and I'll be back when I set it up. Okay guys, we have it set up now, so this is kind of how the Civil War started, where in the state of South Carolina, there were some Union soldiers, and basically something like this happened. Something like this, where the Union forces were destroyed. Yeah, that was the starting point right there. When the Confederacy striked first against the Union soldiers, the U.S., basically, we're gonna say it, versus the Confederacy, or the South, North versus the South, basically. And now let's go into when the first battle of the Civil War. Okay guys, we have set it up, so this is gonna imitate the first battle of Bull Run, where the Union now attacks and strikes back. And let's just simulate what the first battle of Bull Run looked like. Okay, so here, the Union first won the battle. At first, they were winning. They pushed the Southern forces back, and then this will happen next. Okay, and now look, this is what happens afterwards. So after they first initially had success, the Union then gets pushed back by the Confederacy by a general called Stonewall Jackson. Okay, now let's move on to the offensive over here by Texas. Okay guys, so this is what it kind of looked like. Okay, yeah, so the Confederacy, again, just slaughters the Union soldiers easily, and they get destroyed. Yeah, so yeah, Confederacy wins, and they start taking over most of Oklahoma then. That's basically where the battle was occurring. And then next year, he makes up a plan. And I'm going to try to make that plan, or what it looks like. Okay, guys, so the plan looked something like this, where Abraham Lincoln told McClellan to do a move to try and take over Richmond in Vermont, because he was sick of his inaction of not doing anything. McClellan suggested another way, by water like this, go to this area through Virginia to try and take the capital. But instead of just fighting, McClellan gets scared because he thinks that his army is a lot smaller than the Confederacy army that he sees. And he decides to do a stalemate, which lasts a couple of months. This is kind of what happens. So they progressed through Virginia, McClellan's army, and then eventually the Confederacy chooses one of their best ever generals, and one of the best ever generals even in the world. His name was Robert E. Lee. Eventually, this happens, basically. You'll see what I mean. Something like this. But I'll explain. So what happens, McClellan kept getting so scared by the attacks that he kept going farther and farther back, closer to where he first started. Then eventually he just went back into where he originally was before. Show you what the Battle of Antietam looked like. Okay guys, so it's kind of what the Battle of Antietam is. Just imagine it being more scaled down, where the Union blows through the Confederate forces and they have to go back into Virginia. But then the Confederacy invades the North again, and I'm going to show you what that looked like. Okay guys, I have it now represented. It's kind of what it was like, where the Confederacy went into Pennsylvania, and they tried to get to Gettysburg and try and destroy the place to try and end the war fast for them. And this is what kind of happened. I'll explain it as we're going through it. So the Confederacy pushed a little bit of the Union forces originally, but then the Union forces were able to destroy Confederacy forces when Confederacy ordered a charge through the Union forces. And then Robert E. Lee ordered the Confederacy army to retreat. Okay, guys, so something like this was happening on this front of the war by Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and some of the other states too. Something probably like this happens. They destroyed the Confederacy forces, shoved right into them, and destroyed them, and eventually split the Confederacy into two because they were able to take control of the Mississippi River. He wins the election with ease, a landslide victory, and then he appoints Ulysses S. Grant as his general, and he orders him to come over here, and something like this happens. Okay, so this is what it kind of looked like over on the main front of the war, basically. And then this basically started happening, where the Union... Okay, well, I think the Union forces kind of got obliterated, but the Union forces basically, in sense, basically opposite of this, but they were able to take over. They were taking a lot of Virginia, and eventually, E. Lee just knows that he can't do anything to make the Confederacy win the war, and then he meets up with Grant. They talk, and then an agreement comes between the two sides, and the war ends. Sadly, Abraham Lincoln was never able to see the war end wholly, basically, because by the time the states came all back to the United States, he was already gone, because John Wilkes Booth shot him and killed him. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna have to end the video off there. If you guys enjoyed this video, then if you guys would please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.